Hey Star Wars fans, Young Jedi 1440 here again with another diorama video. So in this one we'll be going over my Jedi Temple diorama. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so in this diorama, with the construction, I started with the floor. I always start from the bottom up. So the floor is basically two pieces of colored paper, put one next to the other, and then I glued them on top of a piece of foam board, and then I just cut around them. Okay, so, and then here, it's a decal I got from dioramaworkshop.com. You just have to save it to your desktop, and then it's ready to print. So I printed it out, cut around it, and just glued it on here. So the floor was the simplest part. Okay, for the walls was foam core again. And basically, I had to measure, well, there's also decals on Diorama Workshop for the cityscape of Coruscant. So I printed those out, and these are the ones that you could print out. It's the blue sky. We'll get to why I have separate ones later. So basically I measured them, and then from there I made the dimensions I wanted for the window, and I did that 3 times so the windows are symmetrical. As for the walls, it's not actually a square. If we look at it here, it does arch here and here, because in the movie it's a round room, it's not square, so I wanted to make it as round as I could. These little panels on the side here, it's just foam core, and then I glued it on a slant because it's just another little detail. As for the pillars were probably the most fun part to make here. Because, well, at first I thought they were going to be boring, but they're actually the most fun. So basically I use a drafting tool. I use a drafting triangle. It's right here. This guy. And I just put it down on a piece of foam board and cut around it. And that gave the shape I wanted. And for the front, it's simply just a rectangle. But, for a little added detail, I had to make that myself. I used this drafting tool again. I just kind of like right here, cut, and then just rounded it and made the little squarish part right here. These right here, I just made a little rectangle and then pointed it. And I do make templates for all my little details, so they are the same for both, as you guys can see. As for this shiny column part, it's just a paper towel roll with foil. You want to keep the foil smooth. You don't want to wrinkle it up, because then it doesn't look the way you want it to. It's supposed to be nice and smooth. And I did make this removable. So as you guys can see, I just rolled the foil around the tube and then taped it in the back here. And it is removable, so if the foil does become wrinkled and messy, I can replace it with another one. For the effect, the window effect, you can actually take this out like that, grab another one, and then over here there's a little slot I made, and then you can just slide that in. Set this down. And it just slides right in. And then there you go. You can change up the background. I also have Coruscant at night. So that just slides in there. And you can change up the background to whatever you want. So I have 3 of each here, so you can change that. I thought that was a really cool idea because I didn't want to just glue on one boring background. I wanted to be able to change it to make different scenes. As for the figures here, I don't have many Jedi. I still want to get a bunch of council members. I have Vintage Collection Kit Fisto, the first release of Mundi from when the Phantom Menace first came out. This is the movie hero's Yoda with the chair. As you guys can probably notice, he has a different cape because I did not like the cape he came with. It was just plastic and it didn't allow him to sit with the cape on, which I thought was really weird because he comes with the cape. So I just sewed my own cape using a little scrap of cloth, and it serves the purpose for when he's sitting. I had the Vintage Collection Mace Windu, and this is a Plo Koon borrowing Anakin Revenge of the Sith's cape. So that's for the figures. For the chairs, I actually got another chair to show you guys. As for the chairs, it's just foam core again, and then I cut it into rectangles and squares, and I just glued them onto this base, which was just a giant rectangle, and then I just cut here on the sides to give it the little arch appearance. The colors for it were regular acrylic gray, and this is red. I know it's supposed to be orange, but I didn't notice that until I got the Yoda, and his cushion is orange, and I didn't feel like painting it again because it looked fine. This little cushion here is just a piece of red cloth. I didn't paint that, I didn't bother to paint that. So yeah, that's the chairs. As for paint on the walls here, it's just a metallic gray spray paint. And then for these little details, it's just acrylic gray watered down to give it a little contrast so everything doesn't blend in. Same thing for these details. So yeah, that's basically it for my Jedi Temple Coruscant Council Member Chamber. Thanks for watching, guys. May the Force be with you.